Is your Ford OBD1 codes giving you trouble? Well, let me make this easy. This works on most Ford OBD1 systems pre-1996. Today I'm going to be working on a 94 Ranger with a 2.3 liter. I will also go through the two codes I found, which was the 223 and the 224, and I'll show you exactly what I did to remedy those two codes. Let's get to it. I like to use an isolated wire as it has less chance of shorting out on something. A paper clip will work, just use caution. Insert the jumper wire between sensor signal return and self-test input. If your dash light is out, this is how you can still read the codes under your hood. I use a male spade butt connector so my test lead stays in place. This is how it's done with a power probe. Connect it to your battery and insert the tester probe into the spade connector and then turn your key on. Here is the same process, but with the test light. Hook your test light to the positive side of the battery and the probe end to the test port indicated. Let's go inside and get the codes. Turn your key on. After a few seconds, the light will blink and start the process. 1, 1, 1 equals 111, and then it repeats. 111 indicates system checks OK. Communication is established. Next code, 2 flashes, 2 flashes, 3 flashes. This equals a 223, a dual plug DPI spout or IDM circuit fault. 2 flashes, 2 flashes, 4 flashes equals 224. Failure in ignition coil primary circuit. Some Ford OBD1 systems repeat each code twice. Let's do some testing. Grab a multimeter and we'll do a ground test. Test the voltage at the battery, then the body ground, then the motor, and they should be close to the same voltage with a small variation, and the ignition control module has good ground also. To test ignition control module power, insert T-pin into the first red wire on the plug and switch the leads on the battery and check voltage with the key on. To test with a test light, hook it to the positive side of the battery and probe the body ground, motor ground, and the back plate and the bolt on the ignition control module. Then hook up the test light to the ground side of the battery and probe the first red wire for power. This is what a bad ground would look like with a test light. It's dim compared to the battery. After getting a good ground test and verifying power and ground at the ignition control module, I decided to go have it tested. O'Reilly's, among others, participate in this free service, and it tested bad. So that's where we're going to start. The 224 code could be coming from the ignition control module. Let's go. Disconnect your battery. With the short blade screwdriver, we will pry the locking tab of the top connector and remove it. Repeat for the bottom connector. I know we cannot see it, but neither can I. We will get the hang of it. I'm going to gently move some of these wires around to make some room. With a 5.5mm socket and a 1/4" ratchet, we will remove the 3 bolts this truck came with from the factory from the ignition control module. We are going to take our time here. If you have AC, this is a tight spot, and some of it will be done by feel, as we will not be able to see when our hand is down in the hole. Break the bolt loose, then just use the socket to remove the bolt the rest of the way by hand. I like to use a scraper to get the bulk of the old heat sink compound removed. Get a rag and some brake clean and clean the mounting surface. This is important because this dissipates the heat from the ignition control module and makes it last a lot longer. Apply all the thermal conductive heatsink plaster supplied with the new ECM. Do not use dialactic grease like some videos are telling you. This is a no. Not the same stuff. Reinstall with the 1 and the 6 at the top, and one of the 2 holes needs to be bolted so that we get a proper ground, as seen in the image. Put 1 bolt in place like so. That way you're not fighting, holding it in place while starting the bolt. Slide into place and get all the bolts started. Torque bolts to 22 to 31 inch-pound. Reinstall the 2 connectors. Hook up the battery and test. The light is still on. I'm not surprised. Let's retrieve the codes again. I checked the codes again, and the 223 is gone. but the 224 is still there. So I'm going to swap the primary coil pack with the test coil pack I have floating around and see what happens. Let's go. Disconnect the battery. Disconnect the connector and remove the 4 7mm bolts and set the secondary coil pack aside. Do not remove the spark plug wires. Disconnect the primary coil pack and remove the bolts and set it aside. Bolt in the new coil pack and plug in the connector. Now we need to swap over the wires one at a time. Reinstall secondary coil pack. And do not forget to bolt down the condenser like I almost did. Always do double checks of your work. All clear. I drove the truck a few miles. The check light came back on for a second and went right back off. This is normal as the computer is relearning. The light is off now and the truck runs much better than it has in a long time. Thank you for watching. If this video helped, please hammer that like and subscribe button.